Hello and welcome to Grade 10 English Lessons. This is Unit 4, Episode 2. So this is a continuation on the previous episode about computer games. However, in this episode, we're going to learn new vocabulary items as well as tackle some set book questions. Before we begin, I'd like to read this quote. Computers are magnificent tools for the realization of our dreams. But no machine can replace the human spark of spirit, compassion, love, and understanding. Do you agree with this quote or not? And if so, why? Think about this or discuss it with whoever is near you as we go through the lesson. Now, in your opinion, what will computer games be like in the future? Are they going to be more lifelike or something different? Computer games will be more expensive, difficult, and realistic. Now, what are the disadvantages of computer and mobile games? They may cause weak eyesight and backache. These are some of the disadvantages of computer and mobile games. How are the computer games we play nowadays different from those in the past? Computer games nowadays look more realistic and complicated. The characters are also more naturalistic. We have a new vocabulary item here, naturalistic. It's an adjective, and it means derived from or imitating real life. Another word for naturalistic is lifelike. Why will game designers be working hard in the future? Recently, we've seen that when it comes to video games, they are improving in so many ways, including looking more realistic. So why will the game designers be working hard? Game designers will be working hard in the future to compete with the success of some video game companies. We have the vocabulary item here, compete. Based on this context, what do you think the meaning of compete is? I'll give you a few seconds to think about it before we look at the definition. Compete is a verb, and it means to make efforts to win something by defeating others who are trying to do the same. Another word for compete is challenge. The next word is competitive. It's also connected to the word compete. Here, it's an adjective, and it means of, relating to, or characterized by competition. The synonym of competitive is aggressive. For example, Fahad doesn't like competitive sports such as basketball. The next vocabulary item is rival. This is usually the person that is our opponent. So I give you a hint for what this word could mean. Let's look at the definition. Rival is a person or thing competing with another for the same objective or superiority in the same field of activity. Now, what are the pros and cons of playing computer games? Could they improve certain skills that we have? Or could they affect us in a bad way? Let's look at the pros and cons together. For the pros, enjoyment. We enjoy ourselves when we play computer games. Number 2, we have courage to take decisions. Because while you play video games, you have to make certain decisions in order to win either the competition or to complete the game. Last but not least, improvement of visual skills. That means that we pay more attention to certain things that are happening inside the video games, which improve our visual perception. Then we come to the cons. The first one is insomnia. That means we don't sleep as much. The second con is addiction. The last one is violence. Why don't many parents want their children to spend too much time playing video games? Parents believe that computer games are detrimental to children's social development, and children can lose social communication. So they become something like an introvert. Here we have the word anti-reflective. It's a new vocabulary item and it's an adjective. It means incapable of reflecting light or other radiation. The next item is sensor. Some video games, for example, have sensors in them. When you move them, you move the character inside the game as well. So what do you think the word sensor here means? First of all, sensor is a noun, and it means a device that detects or measures physical property and records, indicates, or otherwise responds to it. For example, a sensor inside the tire alerted the driver that the air pressure was lower than it needed to be. The next vocabulary item is idle. It's an adjective. We are usually idle when we sit and play video games. So idle means lazy, especially avoiding work. For example, the overweight cat is idle and rarely leaves its pillow. Now we come to the word incredibly. It's an adverb. We use it to describe a certain action. For example, extremely or unusually. Another word for incredibly is astonishingly. For example, the human brain is an incredibly complicated organ. The next item is mundane. It's an adjective. It means lacking interest or excitement. The synonym of mundane could be dull or boring. For example, Khalid hates his job because he is asked to do mundane tasks every day. So he's asked to do very boring tasks every certain day. The next one is out of shape. We know that when we play too much video games every single day, we are idle, which causes us to become out of shape. So this is an expression, and it means unfit and unhealthy. For example, I didn't realize how out of shape I was. The following item is analog. It's an adjective. It means using physical quantity such as voltage. The opposite of the word analog is digital. This is the antonym. Here we come to the word console. We've heard it a lot when video game consoles come out every single year. It's a noun, and it means a computer especially designed for playing games, just like the images that you see here. What about the word computer friendly? Look at the words, they're combined together. Each of them have a different meaning or a certain meaning. If you put them together, what do you think it means? First of all, this is an adjective, and it means able to use or be used by a computer. Just like the image you see, modern cameras are computer friendly. The next item is drive. It's a noun. It means a device that allows a computer to read disks. We've learned this item when we read the text before. Discourse. To remind you, we've said that when it comes to computer games, game designers are focusing more on character discourse rather than combat-based video games. So based on this context, what do you think the word discourse here means? It's a noun, and it means speaking, and it also means conversation. Now we come to the word that we've heard before, which is hold button. It's a noun. A button that it pauses the game. For example, if you want to have some rest, press the hold button and complete the game later. Touchscreen. This is also related to video games. Touchscreen, it's a noun, and it means a display device that allows a user to interact with the computer by touching areas on the screen. When it comes to mobile phones, we play video games through this touchscreen. For example, nowadays, many devices have touch screens. The next item is wireless. It's an adjective. It means lacking or not requiring wires. For example, this computer has a wireless connection. Now, remember at the beginning of the lesson, we've said there are differences between video games in the past and in the present? Well, in the past, video games were mostly arcade. So what do you think the word arcade here, based on the images that you see as well? Arcade is a noun, and it means a type of computer game that was first popular in amusement arcades. The next item is visual effects. It's a noun, and it means the graphics, sounds, etc. used in films and computer games. Just like the two images you see, some computer games have very good visual effects, others don't have them. The next item is bonus. It's an adjective. It means describing something extra, especially as a reward for good performance. For example, all employees get an annual bonus before the summer holidays. Now, what about breathtaking? We've heard this a lot. What do you think it means? First of all, it's an adjective, and it means astonishing or awe-inspiring in quality, so as to take one's breath away. Another word for breathtaking is spectacular. Let's look at the example. The view from the top of the mountain is breathtaking. Here we have built in. It's also an adjective. It means forming a necessary part of a structure. For example, all the rooms have built-in wardrobes. Another example I could give you is new mobile or new video game consoles have built-in hard drives. The next item is caller. It's a noun. It means a person who makes a telephone call. For example, some callers don't give their names. What do you think about the word simulate? It's a verb. Some video game designers try to make their characters in the video games simulate human behavior. So based on this context, I think you can understand the meaning of the word simulate, right? It's a verb and it means to imitate the character or feeling of someone. Another word for simulate is replicate. Now we come to the word helpline. It's a noun and it means a telephone service providing help with problems. For example, a new helpline is now available for people trying to stop smoking. Here we have the word keypad. It's a noun. It means a miniature keyboard or a set of buttons used to control an electronic device. For example, the calculator's keypad needs repairing. Here we have the very famous word that we've seen in video games a lot, which is mode. Every time we want to choose a certain difficulty, it could either be an easy mode, medium mode, or difficult mode. So here mode is a noun and it means an option allowing a change in the method of operation of a device. We've also tackled this vocabulary item in the text, wizard. It's a noun and it means a person who is very skilled in a particular field or activity. Another word for wizard is expert. After we've learned all these new vocabulary items, let's check and see if we can use them correctly. So from A, B, C, and D, choose the most suitable word that best completes each of the following sentences. We have the first sentence here. I think life without modern technology would be blank. Is the answer mundane, idle, convoluted, or competitive? When it comes to vocabulary tasks, I recommend that you look for keywords inside the sentence that will help you figure out the answer. Here we have 3 different keywords: life, without, and technology. So based on these keywords and the sentence or the context, the best answer would be mundane. Excellent job. If you didn't figure out the answer for this question, try again in the next one. Number 2, don't be lazy and blank. Try to study and make a success. So we have here exclusive, idle, wireless, or analog. Here we have the word lazy is our keyword. So what do you think is the correct word to complete this sentence? Idle. Now it's your turn. Based on the techniques that I've used just now, try to use them yourselves to answer the following question. Fill in the spaces with words from the list. We have the word touchscreen, competed, helpline, breathtaking, and arcade. Question number 1. I have been trying to call the blank, but all I am getting is a busy signal. Again, first thing you need to do is understand the context, then try to find the key words. Here we have the word call. The best word to complete the sentence is helpline. Well done. Number 2, Ahmed, blank, against students from around the country. Again, look for the key words. Excellent job. The keywords are against, students, and country. Now, what do you think the best suitable answer is? Competed. Excellent job. Number 3, I like the beauty of this garden. It is, we have 2 keywords here, beauty and garden. So I think you can figure out the answer. It's very simple, right? It's breathtaking. Well done. To see this picture, just move your thumb on the blank. The keywords are move and thumb. We also have the word see. The answer is touchscreen. Excellent job. So in this episode, we learned how to use new vocabulary items in sentences. And we've also answered some set book questions in order to understand our unit about computer games. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.